Hey guys, if you missed part 1, click that little rewind button. If not, welcome to part 2. The next thing I want to talk about, another nice little part on the blade that I really enjoyed and am enjoying, is the spine of the blade. Unlike the 42, it has a great rounded off edge there. You can see there, it's completely round and completely smooth to touch. I just love that. Compared to the 42 here, you can see that it's actually pretty sharp. That swedge it has a decent edge on it, and after extreme use of the 42, I've actually found little cuts on my pointer fingers, or just my fingers, mostly from twirls, like this. The back of the blade there, it would pinch me right at the bottom there, right where my finger is moving. I found that actually really got very annoying, and with already a lot of flipping of the 51, I have experienced or sustained no injuries like how I've got with the 42. So that's a great thing. Just love that rounded spine on there. Here's another look. Try to get a bit closer. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the latches. The latches are fairly similar, the way the two knives lock. They both use spring latch locks. They are fairly similar. There are some minor differences between them. The 42 uses an actual spring inside its whole mechanism here at the bottom. I'll show it to you here. You can see that spring right inside there, and that's what keeps this latch from moving, and keeps that whole mechanism working perfectly. But they did switch it up quite a bit on the 51. Here you can see it is different. There is no spring in there, which I like, because I really like how they brought back the kind of old classic T-latch style, where this actually has the ability to just move freely, but without getting in the way of your knife. So I think it's the best of both worlds, using a spring mechanism, but also having the nice free-moving latch. The way it differs is that it uses the liners to actually spring the latch. If you can see here, there's a tiny cup, kind of like a C, right there, and that little cup that's shaped like this, using force, that cup connects with this tiny pin. That pin being right there, that little pin right there. So that little cup connects to that pin and pushes it down, which pushes the liner down, creating that spring action. So this latch with the little cup puts pressure on this pin, which is connected to the liner. The liner moves down and up, creating that spring motion, and that's how you get the spring motion there. And I really like that. I think the way they did it with the 51 is really nice. I think it's way better than what they did with the 42. The 42 is getting pretty old, so I'm glad that they did bring a new style of a locking mechanism to the 51. Another thing I like about the 51's latch mechanism is that the latch will stay in this position. You cannot squeeze it to release it, you have to actually use pressure from a finger or whatever to release it. So in open position, when you lock it, by squeezing it, it won't come undone. See that? I'm squeezing it and it's not coming undone. You have to squeeze it and push up with your thumb. This is good because unlike the 42, when you lock it in, when you lock the 42 in open position, you squeeze it to open it, and it really doesn't require that much pressure. So I found whenever I was using it for an actual cutting task, I would just give it a light little squeeze when I was just kind of using it to cut something, and the latch would simply just kind of fly out. So that's why I really like the 51. When you're using it to actually cut something, it is not just gonna pop right out. So I think that's a really, really great thing Benchmade did with the 51, and I'm really glad they did that. Another thing I'd like to point out is the new system they used for keeping the handles apart. As you know or may not know, the handles opened and closed never actually collide on both the 42 and the 51. The differences of these two Balisongs is that the 51 does not use a tang pin, whereas the 42 does. That right there is the tang pin, and that collides with these grooves here, these corresponding grooves, and that keeps the handles apart in the open position. And after examining the 51, I realized that with a tang pin, it would really cause quite a bit of damage to the knife. With the construction of the 51, with the anodized blue liners and the G10 scales, it would cause a lot of damage, since the tang pin would be hitting it right on. It would be hitting it right here if there were a tang pin on the 51, and that would remove the blue anodizing on the titanium liners in a heartbeat. I guarantee that. And the G10, that would cause quite a bit of wear on the G10 too, if the tang were constantly hitting that when you're opening it. Balisongs are great things, and Benchmade makes them great, and the 51 is no exception. And it truly sustains Benchmade's great name in Balisongs. I'm sure most of you are wondering which Benchmade Balisong I like better, and it all comes down to preference. They're both constructed extremely well, and like NYC Dave, there is something special about the all-metal design of the 42. The sound of the two handles colliding is really nice. When you're flipping that, it's just kind of rewarding to flip. And NYC Dave said too, the 51 does feel just kind of sleek as you flip it, and I also like that aspect too of the 51, and I can really get used to both. I don't think comparing them really makes sense. It's all preference. I can't wait to see what Benchmade does in the future with the new Balisongs. I'm sure these ones will, at least the 51 and the 32, will stay in production for a while, and still I'd like to wait to see what they'll produce in the future. And who knows, maybe they'll go back to their roots and create another 42 style Balisong, and maybe they'll keep continuing with the G10 titanium type, but we'll see what the future brings. And so yeah, I guess that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. If there is anything I left unanswered, please just leave a comment. I always like to read you guys' comments, and I'd like to try to answer them as quickly as possible. So again, guys, have a great one, and I'll be back with more tutorials in the future, hopefully with this guy here. So alright guys, have a great day. See ya.